Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we will be doing this complex subject of a night scene in watercolor. So let's get started. If you see, I have already sketched this entire scene and I have masked the areas which are almost white in masking fluid, and I am starting with a very light wash. If you see this painting, this scene is very dark, and at areas it is almost black. Because we cannot go from dark to light, we have to start from a very light shade and we have to build up the dark things slowly. So I'm first working on the lighter areas. So I'm starting with the foreground wall and the areas where it's relatively lighter, and slowly I will be going to the dark areas, and the areas which are appearing very black, those areas we will do it at the end. So for the grays, I am using a mixture of ultramarine blue and orange and a bit of sepia. For yellow colors, I will be using gamboge hue as the color for most of the areas. In case of blue, I am using a mixture of cerulean blue and ultramarine blue. So this is a complex subject. Why I say that this is a complex subject is because the background of the people is basically a puja store wherein there are a lot of items and lot of materials which are stored. But we have to simplify this particular subject. For simplification, what we will be doing is basically we will squint our eyes and see the subject as in the form of color tones, rather than seeing everything in the form of objects. We will see it in the terms of patches of color. So when we squint the eyes, then what happens is we are allowing very less information to enter into our eyes, and whatever we perceive, the detail is not there, just that we see patches of color, and that is what we were trying to mimic. So in this painting, we would not like to lose the brightness of the areas where the incandescent lights are glowing. There are areas where we would finally make it very dark. So when we do that, automatically the contrast is going to come. So slowly we are building up the entire subject, slow and steady, one at a time. Now I am working on the background puja items which are stored behind the person who is selling the items. So it's a mixture of mostly yellow and orange and a bit of sepia color. So as I said, we will have to squint the eyes, see everything in the form of patches of colors rather than identifying everything as objects. So this technique can be applied on any watercolor painting. Whenever we are perceiving or looking at a subject, we have to see everything in the form of patches of color or patches of tones. So once we see everything in the form of color patches or tonal patches, then we just have to place that tonal patch and have to be slightly creative about it on how we are doing it, and it transforms into a beautiful artwork. Our agenda is not to make a realistic painting, Rather, what we are uh, basically, our vision is to make a painting much more livelier and much more spontaneous to look at. And after the painting is complete, it should be something so beautiful that people would prefer seeing this painting rather than seeing the original picture, original photo. So for that we have to bring in a lot of emotion and lot of expression into the painting. The brush strokes have to be really subtle and beautiful. If you see, I'm just touching the surface of paper using the tip of the brush, and I'm letting water do its work. Slowly and steadily I'm building up the colors, trying to leave behind the white of the paper. That is very essential. Now we are working on the shadows of the shelf where the items are kept. Now we will be working on the lady who is sitting in the foreground. So if you would see, this lady has worn a sari which is of the same color of a few leaf plates which are placed on the left hand side of the foreground. So we are seeing everything in terms of color patch and then putting the same color and proceeding ahead. Now in the background there are areas which are relatively darker, where the light of the bulb is not reaching. So those areas we will make it dark, just as in there in the reference. So I am not just putting a direct flat patch. If you see, what I am trying to do is I am trying to hatch I'm trying to put the brush strokes in the form of hatches, in the form of uh, you know varied pressure touches, so that it gives a sense of dynamics. Otherwise it will look very flat. When we use the tip of the brush to put color onto the paper, through the use of strokes and through the use of hatches, through the use of push and pull of the brush, we can impart a lot of texture and lot of dynamism in the subject. If I just put a flat patch of color, it looks very I mean, if you just put a simple uh, color patch, it will look very flat and very boring. So that's why I'm trying to do this. If you see my brush action, I'm just sketching using the brush. So imagine you are holding a pencil and you have to fill this area. How would you do it? You would have to actually hatch or have to scratch that surface. Similarly, you can imagine me scratching the surface of the paper using the tip of the brush. So what I'm doing, I'm taking various colors of various tones and putting them to get that effect. Now we will work on the area which is at the farthest end, which is basically a shelf which holds another set of puja items, and there is a bulb which is glowing exactly in front of it, something which is on the right side of the subject. If you see, just above the human figures. So whenever you are seeing the subject, slightly squint your eyes and see, you would understand what I am doing in the painting here. Now we are working on the tonal values of the human figures. So we are trying to blend in the colors from one portion to other. It should look homogeneous. It should not look as if there are patches of people here and there. It should look very homogeneous. So that's why we are blending the colors. I'm putting in some dark colors now. This area will become much more darker in time to come. Right now I'm slowly building up the darkness. I'm using again a mixture of blue color. Right now I'm using ultramarine blue and sepia color for the dark. I avoid using black color directly because it makes it very dark, and the tones become very dark as compared to the rest of the painting. Because the black color is less transparent than others, so I prefer using a mixture of blue and other colors to create the grays. So now you see I am working on the dress of the lady who is standing in the foreground in the right hand side. So see how I am blending in the colors. So I am not putting a big patches of red color. If you see in the subject, it is very prominent and very direct to the eyes, but in the painting, if you see, it is very fluid. So that is the kind of expression we are trying to show to the viewer, which will give it a lot of dynamism. It appears as if water and colors together have infused and created a beautiful subject. Now we are working on the left hand side foreground, wherein there is a big bag, and on top of that there are some leaf plates which are made out of leaf, biodegradable plates placed over here. We are now working on the background of the lady. There is a wall against which the lady in the foreground is sitting, a old lady. As you see, we are slowly working on the darker areas. So this will lift the painting up and give a 3D feel to it altogether. We have yet not worked on the main person who is at the center of our frame, the person who is in the puja store selling the items. We are yet to work on in the details of that person, but slowly we will get in there. So on the left hand side there is a bag and a few packets of something which is hanging on the wall. So we are roughly working on those areas. See, what happens is we have to focus more on the subject which we are trying to create the focal point. Rest of the areas can be as subtle and simple as possible, which will give you a gesture of something is there, but yet you are not able to figure out the exact details. So that will drive the eye directly to the focal point, which will have the majority of the details. That is the beauty of the composition. So whenever you are composing anything, make sure you give a lot of detail and lot of focus to something which is your focal point, where you want your attention to be. Rest areas can be slightly fluid and slightly, not so detailed, for the eye to guide and look at the thing that you want them to look. Now let's work on the human faces. So for the human face, I use a mixture of orange color and a bit of cerulean blue. Sometimes I use light red also for the human face texture. There are a few items which are placed on the table where the person is selling his items. So we will make these objects right now. So watercolor is a play of light and shadows. So even if we are using a different color, but we are particular about the from where the light is coming and where the shadows are going, so we can create a really good painting out of it. Now there is another shelf which is having another set of puja items, so we will work on that. On top of this shelf there are certain items which are stark yellow color and orange color. We will work on that. Filling each compartment with some different colors to give it a suggestion of something over there. Not sure what is it, but it will just give a feeling of some item which is over there. Slowly this thing looks like a cabinet. It was earlier not so properly visible. Now it appears as if there is a cabinet and it is filled with some items. placing in a few more details near the person. So now we have to build everything around the person, and then finally we will work on the person who is selling the items. So this is currently giving a sense as if there are a lot of things behind the person, and some things are nearer to us, and some things are slightly farther, so it is giving a sense of depth now. So the sense of depth will come from two to three things. The things which are slightly behind will be lighter, and the things which are slightly nearer to you would be darker, as well as it will have more details to it. Now we are working on the person's body color. So if you see, the light is falling from the right hand side, and hence the left hand side of the face and the hand and all the other body parts would be slightly darker. Same thing will happen to the lady who is sitting in the foreground area. So we are trying to darken the left hand side of the face and the hands and all the other body parts, because even the sari, if you see, that is darker from the left hand side, it is lighter on the right hand side, because because the light is, and the light source is the bulb, and that is on the right hand side, top right to be more precise. So the same thing if we see for the human figures which are on the right hand side, for them it is really the opposite of what we are doing for this lady right now. The human characters who are on the right hand side, for them the left hand side will glow and the right hand side will be dark, because the light source is in middle of all the people who are surrounding the light source. So you have to be very careful on where the light source is and how the light is dissipating and illuminating few areas, and how it is creating shadows on certain areas. Slowly I am working on the face of this person and making it more and more darker on the left hand side. I'm using a combination of light red and little bit of cerulean hue. For the hair color I am using sepia and blue color together. This person has a mustache, so just a little bit of dark color near the nose area will make it feel as if this person has a mustache. Then we'll work on the hand and his gestures, whatever will just put in a few touches to make it look like he is in action, he is doing something, he is measuring or weighing something. A certain more detail on the background. So what we are doing is making the background slightly darker, so that this person comes to life, because this person is closer to the light source, so he will be slightly lighter and illuminated as compared to the background. Oops, all you can see is my hair now, but pardon me, it will be all right in a moment. So now if you see, it appears as if the person is in action and he's selling something. The old lady is sitting in the corner and looking straight at the person who is taking the photo. Now we will be working on a little detail on the roof section. If you see, this roof is basically made up of wooden panels. So all the beams and everything in that roof we will have to capture. That will make it slightly more three-dimensional. So pardon me, I'm coming in the view of the painting, but it is difficult for me to reach the place, so I have to bend and paint it. Now we are left with the dark areas, which will give it a sense that it is a night scene, and once we do that, we will come to an end to the painting. So let's build on the dark things slowly, step by step. So there are some red color towels and everything which are hanging from there. So I'm trying to make the red color cloth which are hanging from the top. So if you would have seen the puja stores of India, they're filled of so many things. They sell anything from clothes to ghee to different types of herbs to brass items, incense sticks, everything. So there are a plethora of things that are lying there, and we don't know exactly what the hell is there. So we just have to place in the colors and bring it to life. Now I am working around the area where the light is there. So the source light or the light bulb, whatever is there, that I have already masked using masking fluid, because I don't want the colors to go there. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to create an aura or create a sense of glowing thing around the light bulb. So for that, if you see, I have left that area slightly glowy and slightly white. Now we are working on the yellow and the orange things which are placed behind the cabinet, and there is a water can or a can holding some liquid over there, so that we are making just a slight touch of brush, that's it. A little bit of shadows here and there. Now I have applied some dark colors to the lady who is standing next to, rather she is standing in the foreground area. and very close to the person who has taken the picture. So we are now really working on the dark areas. So I'm using a combination of Payne's gray, a bit of blue, and sepia color. So at certain places I'm also using raw umber and burnt sienna. So the places which you are seeing as black in the photo, I'm basically using a variety of grays to fill in that area. Grays are created by you mixing any cool color and warm color. You can mix red and green, you can mix red and blue, you can mix brown and blue, orange and blue, green and orange. So you will get variety of gray color using these areas. After putting in the black color, I am putting in a few drops of water just to give it a sense of disintegration. I don't want to make it look like a very flat thing. It should look slightly grainy or pixelated. That is my my idea. Then we are working on the roof. On the left hand side, if you see, the roof is more or less black. Basically these puja stores and these kind of stores have a tarpaulin or a plastic roof, which is a temporary roof which is attached. The shops are very small, but what they do is they spread out their masts or these kind of roofs, temporary roofs, and it becomes a slightly bigger area. So now we are putting in the colors to make this place slightly darker to resemble the night scene. So now there are a few rods which are holding the roof of the shop intact. So we are making those steel rods just to give a suggestion of a shop which is made up of wood. Now there are a few shadow elements that we have to add on the wall. We have to make the shadows slightly crisp and dark. There are a lot of cracks and textures on the wall that we have already created. So how we have created the texture is basically using water splash of water and then letting the color run through the water. Now we are working on the man who is standing on the in the utmost right, which is blending away to the border. So for this man also, the right hand side will be darker, the left hand side will be more or less light only. A little bit of touch on the woman who is standing facing the person who is selling the puja items. Just walk around the face area so that the face of this lady gets gets lifted and looks more prominent. So I'm using a hair dryer to dry the subject as well as I'm painting at the same time. I would not recommend that to anybody, but that is my habit. I don't want to stop until I finish the painting. So sometimes I'm multitasking, doing things parallelly. Now our painting is almost done. We are putting in a few touch of other colors like slight tinge of green here and there, and then a few touches of raw umber at the background because the background is darker. If you see this image also, the background, the wall is slightly darker and has a lot of uh, you know wear and tear and a lot of ruggedness to it, so we are trying to impart that, a bit of purple color and raw umber color together. And a few drops of water to create the texture. And then there's small areas which are left more or less white. These are polythene sheets which have certain things in them. So we are done with the painting, and finally the painting looks like this after certain touch-ups and French polishing. So thank you guys for watching this video, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you.